All right, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today's Friday, April 26, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So I'm doing this video really early today. It is a Friday. I don't think the market's going to do a ton here. We might just kind of float higher. There is a little bit of quite a bit of GEX at 5100 on SPX, and so far that's been a bit of a pin. I'm kind of just expecting we go sideways for the most of the day here into the close. We might pump up a little bit if we consolidate enough, which we're doing, up to 5125. That would probably be about max move for the day here. So pretty quiet day. We even got done in the trading room kind of early too. Absolutely knocked it out of the park yesterday with our trades here. Still have a runner here on NQ up well over 300 points on that with the Microsoft and Google earnings after the bell yesterday. Microsoft still only up about 2%. Kind of a little red flag here, honestly, for bulls. This is the largest market cap stock in the market, and supposedly they crushed earnings, but you know, lower highs, not something that should be in the cards. Google, on the other hand, big pump, up over 10%. Intel down big, but coming nicely off the lows. I do like it around this 32 handle here. But in any case, big pump yesterday. A lot of the times after a big pump like that, you're going to just kind of take a breather or just kind of float neutral to up. And I think that's kind of what we're doing here. So what happens between now and 4 o'clock, I think, is of not much consequence. My kind of thesis is still going to be intact no matter what happens, unless we get a black swan in the next 3 hours and we break down or something. But in any case, we talked about 5100 being minimum target earlier in the week. We hit that now. I have some other targets already. Kind of had them penciled in earlier this week, and now I'm thinking we're going to get there. But next big level is around 5125 and then 5150. So that would be the next level there on the SPX, and obviously for the Qs, we've talked about this right here. So, and we're not that far off of that. Maybe even a little higher, around 436, 437. We could definitely see the market getting up there. But overall, market continuing the relief bounce, and hey, maybe bulls getting a little bit excited and starting to get a little antsy here. Is there a little FOMO going on? Possibly. So I know I've been somewhat dunking on the bears here as much as I have and can here, but don't worry, I'm going to flip to the other side here pretty soon. But I still think we have a little bit more here of this relief bounce to go. We didn't break down yesterday. Again, like I said, I think the NQ is a good example to use. It took you a month to break through here. It's not going to break down in 4 days, right? It's going to take a lot to get through there. And I think that's kind of, sort of what illustrates what happened yesterday. 5K held, and this morning we had PCE. It came in hotter than expected. Market didn't care, right? Because we knew about it yesterday. Those revisions that we had yesterday, GDP and PCE, we kind of that number got priced in. And even though we pumped hard on earnings, I think there was still enough adequate hedges. Look at what happened. Even with the hot PCE number, we pumped. And bonds pumped too. Right there. So overall, again, we'll look for a little bit more on this leg up here. Again, if we float higher towards the end of the day, 5125 would probably be max move. But market's hanging in there okay. And again, thesis is still intact. Relief bounce is still going. You guys know the resistance right now for the Qs. The IWM 200 to 202 is what I'm looking for on the upside there. And then the diamond, I'm not so sure. The diamond's a little tricky here, but definitely can get back to 385. Maybe it can come up and fill the gap at 388.84. Semiconductors getting a nice bid here. That's getting close to resistance as well. 221 to 225 should be a decent level for that here in the near term. IGV levels are the same, 83 and 84. And then Dow Transports, I just don't like this chart at all. I would avoid it. May even be a fade if this stays this week. But I do not like what I'm seeing from the transports here. I did not like that last week, and I don't like the bounce this week, right? It's not even participating in the bounce rate. So definitely on the weaker side here. Next week, we also have, before I forget, Amazon, Apple, and Yellen QRA on Thursday, or Wednesday. So big stuff going on there next week. Lots of stuff for the market to sink its teeth into. All right, so getting into rates, again, we just touched on bonds briefly, but you're going to see here, 2 years still holding up. It is down today, but that's a good pattern. So that is not a bearish pattern. None of these are. I think the long end may be still a little stretched with that higher high kind of setup, but that short end, I don't know, that looks like it's coiled here. So yields still look pretty decent. XHB here, stalling out at the necktie, 20 and 50. Little high pivot there, and then a gap fill. We'll see what this does. I'm still expecting lower highs here. VNQ still weak, trying to put in some type of a bull pattern. Maybe could get a zigzag up, but a lot of resistance up here. 82 to 83. All right, so let's get over to XLF here. So again, trying to work on kind of like a zigzag like VNQ, up and then down, and then maybe back up to the 4150, 4175 area. We'll see. XLF was definitely stronger late last week. It's been weaker this week as technology has kind of taken over the bounce, semiconductors taking back over. But again, this can still get a zigzag up into that area, and I don't really see much more past that. But it's holding on right now. We'll respect it. And KRE is holding up okay too, although I still don't like the weekly, as you guys know. KBE weekly is all right. XPD back above the moving averages. So we'll see it kind of coming back into that 600 handle. That's where we broke down from before. We'll see if that ends up being resistance. If not, 610. All right, oil today. Again, I'm just neutral oil right now. I don't really like anything that's doing. I don't like anything about the pattern, bullish or bearish. I dislike the weekly because of that red negation there of that green bar. But you're above the moving averages. It's trying to hold up. I'm just neutral on it. It could go to 92 or it could drop to 72. That's where I'm at this point. The positive for oil here is still seeing money flow into XLE. So XLE down 1% today, but it's still holding that level, that previous high. And it's still holding that green bar. And that is despite Exxon down big here with lower lows and lower highs, and Chevron down as well post earnings. They're not down terribly though. And XLE with a little tail candle there too. So this is still holding up. That might suggest higher oil prices. If money is rotating into the risk areas of the of the energy sector, which is the actual stocks as opposed to oil, it's a good sign. XOP holding up, and OIH holding up as well. Still above 320. It's okay. CCJ still putting in bullish consolidation on the daily, excuse me, and the weekly. Same thing with the NJ and NM, but the daily on these two is weaker. The weekly time frame is still good. Nat gas here, back down inside of this wedge. We had a contract roll today, but so that's back to $1.91 now. And definitely retracing here still. So definitely making new lows right now. Tried to peak above it, and now back down. Dollar index, very strong. So just a bullish pullback here into the 20 MA, holding 105.50 and getting a good pop. It is coming off the highs right now, but holding up well. I think this can get to 107. But a lot of resistance up there. Gold on the weaker side. I still think this is coming down to 22.50 to 22.25. But GDXJ look good. I like a lot of the patterns I'm seeing in some of these gold plays. RGLD, WPM. Newmont had a big bid yesterday on earnings. Agnico Eagle, big bid, although it's coming in off the highs. Miners leading the metal, not a bad sign. Silver, starting to work on a bear flag daily. So again, looking for one more drop here, but again, miners green. That's positive. Platinum, still struggling here. Definitely in weaker technical position. But again, I'm still in accumulation mode in both of these, even though they're backing off. Copper, new highs again, right? Copper does not want to stop. 461. This may be some resistance, though. This is where we broke down from in 2022. So this is probably going to be, if there's going to be a place that's going to stall out, it's probably going to be here. If it gets through that, it's up to 480. Copper really overbought, really strong. We'll see if sellers come in. Then lastly, Bitcoin, starting to work on that lower high. So if that comes down and takes this out, you got to hold 57 or 57.50. And then after that, it's down to 52, 52.3. So short-term Bitcoin doing some backing and filling here. All right, again, yeah, we're inching up just a little bit here. We'll see. I think we'll probably get reined into 5,100. If we do push up, again, 51.25 is probably max move for the day. But again, I'm doing the video early. I don't think this is going to change the thesis if we do inch higher. It's quiet Friday here. Again, taking it easy today in the trading room. It's quiet Friday. I don't want to give any money back this week. And, for the most part here, markets should hold up into the close. And then we'll kind of see what we get next week. Lots of more earnings, as well as some big economic data. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all next week.